5 months ago, my newly bought horse got diagnosed with navicular disease. After 4 months off, she's finally received her steroid treatment into the navicular bursa, which by the way was scary. And now we're finally moving on to rehabbing her. So this was the first time riding her after all this time off. And I did not feel as grandiose as I thought I would because she wasn't fully sound yet. Don't get me wrong, she was behaving so nicely and she was such a sweetheart, as she always is. But the unsoundness still kind of dragged me down a little bit. So I did get in touch with the vet and he said it could be very much normal and there could be a billion reasons, and to just keep going and see how she behaves. So I did ride again the next day and she was much more relaxed. I think you can see a difference in her tail not swishing as much and her just striding a bit more fluidly forward, and she was just being such a good girl. Honestly, never any funny business with this girl. She's just so chill. She does go out on the field for most of the time. She's out 24/7 usually, and I guess it can be a bit of a double-edged sword because it's great for her to keep walking and moving, but also, you know, the fields in autumn are a little bit tricky, but hey ho. So she was on the field for a couple of days and she's definitely always a little bit more on the stiff side, still relaxed and moving forward, and I think it is getting quite a bit more fluid, which I was very pleased about. And she again is just such a dream, especially now going into the winter months and her just being off for so long. She's so well behaved. The only thing she really doesn't like is just stopping, which is quite funny. Anyway, I was going to be away for a few days, so I turned her out again and she was just going to live on the field for the next few days. When I returned, she had prepared a nice new personality for me, but I'll get into that later. She was very fresh that day and a little bit more unsound, and I think the more I ride her, the better she gets, which is quite funny. But I think she just eases up, and it could also just be some pain memory. It's kind of hard to say what exactly is causing it, but she was not having standing around. Honestly, she was just being kind of rude, and I tried to be very, very gentle and calm with her, but oh my gosh, that day she was really testing me. At this point, we had literally been walking already for 25 minutes, so I was just done and she just did not want to stop to let me off, but we got there in the end. Of course, she did get her kisses. I was then riding again the next day, actually, for our 5th ride in walk, and she was so much better. She was even trying to have a little trot, which obviously I didn't let her, but I think overall she was much more fluid, very forward, and so much more relaxed. I think it really makes a difference to do this consistently because she really does get better. So this is a comparison from day 1 and day 5 now, and I think you can really see the difference, especially with the tail swishing. She's much more content and much more fluid, much more forward and relaxed. So I'm very happy with that. We are seeing some changes. So what do you think of the progress so far, and do you have some experience with navicular disease? I'd love to get a conversation going in the comments if you